Welcome to The Simple Fix, a myth-free movement podcast from KezaWellness. I'm Kerryn, your host, a coach who blends strength, Pilates, and pain science so that you can move well, feel great, and live boldly without the hype. Welcome back to The Simple Fix. I am back in studio with Marina Moscovetti. We've been here a few times now, but hopefully this is the episode that gets to your ears. So, Marina is a consumer of commercial fitness, and I am I am a coach within commercial fitness, and I wanted to get her point of view on how her experience is influenced by the instructor of a class, because at the moment I feel like commercial fitness is going through a bit of a crisis where we are seeing people who are underqualified and possibly not experienced enough for the job in your commercial classes. Also, your commercial classes are costing a fortune, so why is this happening? And I wanted to just start the conversation. Those of you that know me a little bit better, you know that this is something I'm super passionate about. I feel like instructor standards should be high. That is what you should expect from a consumer. So let's dive right in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. If
Welcome
you've seen another episode with me on, no, we're not wearing the same clothes. And I am a consumer of commercial classes. I have been throughout my whole life in London, I think.
Okay.
We've met recently. We've met about a year or so ago, two. But I've always done. I've tried to find the class that I like. I've done many things, from spinning to these bootcamp type of classes, which I've got a lot to say about. I've done Pilates reformer in various studios, some better than others, and used to do a bit of boxing as well before. I don't think I've told you that.
No, but that's
before.
cool.
Yeah, I did like boxing quite a lot. So yeah, I've experimented and tried to find what works for me.
So I think many young professionals in London, this is kind of what you do, because a lot of health insurances and work packages and class pass and all these things, it makes group fitness in London very accessible. So obviously you're going to be going to classes. So what is green flags to classes, regardless of the style? What has kept you going back to a spin class? What has kept you going back to a boot camp?
I think for me, it's always the instructor and how much I enjoy the exercise while trusting them that they're not going to do something stupid and I'm going to hurt myself, or they're going to push too hard just because we have to prove that we're sweating enough. And when they care about individuals in the room. So I prefer smaller classes because I can see the good ones paying attention and just looking around the room and making sure that if someone is not doing it right and they're about to hurt themselves, they will intervene in a way or another. Like asking for any injuries in the beginning of the class, which should be a standard thing to do.
Should be, yes.
But there's many times where I see people opting to tell someone that hasn't asked in a class because they know they have an injury. And I guess it depends on the class. Like if you go to a spinning class and you have a hip injury, it probably shouldn't be there.
Shouldn't be in a spin class. But
so there is the individual.
But if someone hasn't asked you about your injury and then hasn't said, I'm sorry to hear that, and I just don't think this is the class for you, how will they know?
They won't, but yeah, and also common sense we're realizing is not very common these days. Sure. No, but I think an instructor asking if there is any injuries or pregnancies in the room, it's probably a standard thing that everybody, I'm sure, is taught to do. So yeah, I think green flags, for me, it's more of how I feel than how the studio looks and feels. Yes, it's nice to be in a nice space, but it's not the end all and
be all and end all.
No. So we're really bad with expressions today.
Yeah, we're using the wrong ones all day, but it's fun.
And I will look at, again, the aesthetics. I'd like to be in a nice place, nice environment. But no, I will always go back to an instructor that I enjoy a workout with, and I feel better when I leave the class than when I go into the class. Yeah.
Okay. Any other green flags?
I think I like the hands-on corrections.
Okay, interesting.
And I like the explanations.
Yeah, you like to learn?
I like to learn, yes. I'm good, because
to talk at people.
I think that's one of the reasons why I actually enjoy your classes.
Yeah.
I can tell, like, if someone is pissed off in a class when an instructor is giving too much information, you can tell that that person is not enjoying themselves. But, like, choose another instructor. Like, there's plenty on the schedule. But I kept coming back to your classes because I remember in the first one, it made... And we're not here to just talk about how amazing you are, but it did, like, I got experience in your classes. The first class I came to yours, I was like, how do I feel about this education? Because it was very educational on a Sunday morning, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, Sunday. But then I realized that I was getting better at things.
Because you understood them.
And because even when you made us do that snake thingy, I don't know, for those of you you've done Pilates, on one of the very first classes I came to yours, you were never one of the instructors that said, today you're going to die. I'm going to give you a very hard workout, which, again, that's not a red flag. That's a red flag for me. I know we're talking green, but you know. Not a green flag. And you're never one of those. But I remember that day where there were a lot of people in an intense and very experienced. And you're like, I'm going to try and give you one challenging.
It's a bit complex. If you want them to do it properly, it's a bit complex.
It's like you're on the reformer and you have to have your legs on the foot bar and be on the side. And like, I'm not even going to try to explain how it works. But you didn't make it a challenge in the sense of you need to do that to be good at what you were doing here. It was more like, try it. This is how it works. You explain, like, you walked us through it. You were basically like, I can't even do it myself, like, very well. Yeah. And we just like tried it and it was a good challenge. And I think actually that's a very green flag for all instructors. Understanding who you have in the class.
Yeah.
And managing that is very difficult. Like, it's like any teaching position. Yeah. It's not easy. So, I think there's a lot of good things that can be found
from the commercial
in classes these days.
And what are some of your red flags? So we've touched on some of them.
Like we didn't.
So it sounds like instructor ego is a red flag.
Well, I think I do see a lot of people like seeing becoming a Pilates instructor as a career change.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Which is fine, but I think it can be a bit performative rather than purposeful.
And depends, to me, like, you can do whatever you want with your life, but I'm not going to come to your class if it's just for, like, to post it on your Instagram or, and like, you post, right? We're not dishing on people posting on Instagram. Do it, but, like, your job in the class is to teach me.
Yeah, it's not for you.
After we're done, you can do whatever you want. And I don't mind being filmed in class. Like, I actually feel quite good. Seeing my progress. So I'm not against it, but I think we all understand that there's a certain stereotype of person that we're talking about that became a Pilates instructors for probably different reasons than just to educate and help someone through a rehab journey. Everyone is obviously welcome and happy to do as they want to, but I wouldn't be attracted to an instructor that comes in to prove to me how good they are and tell me from the first minute that we're going to do 4 minutes of planking in this class.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, why?
Yeah.
Second of all,
can you not think of another move? Like,
do you have to fill in the space?
Yeah.
No, I mean, and you know what? I'm going to try and do it, but I'm also not going to feel bad about not doing it.
Yeah.
So, yes, I've definitely have experiences when I'm like, I'm going to go through this class and I'm going to be good because I'm a nice person, but you're not going to see me again.
Okay, so within your journey, right, you've done some reformer Pilates and now you still are kind of doing reformer Pilates. How have you seen the Pilates space change? Obviously, influx of new instructors, as you just said. Like
so many. And I think the other thing that I don't really enjoy as a customer, I'm a loyal customer. So I went to my first studio as long as I was living in that area every day. Yeah. I had my 5 people that I trusted and I was going to their classes, some harder than others, but depends. And then I did the same when I moved and I went to the studio we met. I don't know the problem behind it because I'm not an owner of a studio and I'm not so much in the industry to understand why, but it looks like the turnover of instructors is higher and higher. Yeah. We used to have, and that's not just my experience, by the way, it's friends all around London in different parts of London. So I'm not talking just about one studio. But the same conversation I'm having with my friends that are trying to stick to one place and have more than one class a week is that instructors change so quickly that the minute we like someone and we're like, okay, we're going to do this Tuesday, this Thursday, and this like Sunday, they're gone and you have to try again.
Yeah.
And
It's a bit of an
obviously first world problems, right? Like, it's not the worst thing to go to a class and not knowing the instructor. Actually, for some people it might be, because social anxiety is a real thing, and some people don't like to try new things again and again. And going to a new class with a new instructor is almost trying it like from the beginning.
It's kind of a new emotional investment as well, because you've carved out time and money to take this class, and like you really want it to be a worthwhile experience, and you know, it's a bit of a gamble. So I get that. Yeah.
And also, it's like we're talking in like 30s and 40s.
Yeah, we're talking like £35 plus for a class. Like, you don't want to hate it.
It's an investment in their health. It's not just, oh, I've got £10 to spend, let me just try something new. So I think we're all becoming, whether you have the money or not, and that's another thing I'm seeing, especially in Southwest London, we're all becoming more conscious about how we're actually investing that money in.
Yeah.
Like, I had a different membership before. I'm now like playing around with how I'm going to allocate that budget for exercise and health to our work together, to our classes and all that. But yeah, you want to go and have a good workout, feeling secure on the reformer, because we've seen people fall from that thing.
Yeah, you're trusting people with your hour, trusting people with your time, you're also trusting people with your body.
Yeah.
And with your energy, because you want to leave feeling better. You do not want to leave feeling annoyed or let down or any of that. Okay, so high turnover.
Yeah,
it's a big...
You're so good at like bringing us back.
High turnover
is a big thing.
Is an ick.
I don't know if it has to do with a generation or age thing as well, but I feel like the style these days is more, as you said, performative than actually let's get a good workout in.
Yeah.
Because you can do the most basic of movement on the reformer with a few springs. Also, don't change your springs. I know you say that a lot, but I'm going to put it there. There's also red flags about people in classes, not just instructors. Yeah, you're better with instructors. I can tell you about attendees. God. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Like,
yeah.
Literally, it's 1 hour of your day. You can be just yourself.
Do not bring your ego into the Pilates class. Just leave it at the door. We don't care. We just think you're irritating. Do not add the extra springs. Do not step onto the football when I told you not to step onto the football. There's a reason I told you not to do that.
I mean, people are going to think we're the most sad people in a class. No, we actually enjoy it very much, and we have a lot of friends.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends.
Just don't do whatever the hell you think you
just chill.
Yeah.
We're not impressed.
And I think, what was I saying? Oh yeah, red flags is, was I saying red flags?
She said it's a generational thing.
Yes, a performative.
Performative style.
We've been talking a long
It's pretty like acrobatic at the moment,
It
isn't
is. And it's, I was saying we can do the very basic things with a bit of weight and just get a good workout in. You don't have to
have layers upon crazy props, crazy shenanigans.
And because sometimes when the layering becomes too much, form goes out of the window.
Yeah, you lose the purpose.
Even if I'm literally there every day, especially if I'm there every day and my body is tired, form is out of the window. Like, you make me turn around and keep the loops, and I don't know, hold the weight as well with my mouth. Like, that's not what I'm signed up for 6 p.m. after a long day at work.
At work, yeah.
So I would say, I don't know, we all need to probably take a step back and think why we're there. We understand, and I'm sure you've said this many times, we understand the marketing element of this.
Yeah, it's so hard.
We have to sell. But competition is actually, in my eyes, there's not a lot of studios that I would go to.
Yeah. It's quite a scary thought, I must say. Like, for an industry at the moment that is having a boom, when you chat to people, they're a little bit like, wouldn't go there, wouldn't go there, tried that, didn't like. And I think it's so tough for studio owners because, I don't know, there's just a few missing links at the moment.
Yeah, I think that the focus should be, and I'm sure a lot of them are trying to, coming from a business background with a lot of maybe spend some time understanding who the consumer that you want to attract is.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I feel like most studios are trying to attract everyone. The 45 plus lady who has a lot of time and money to spend and wants a nice workout, but also a nice studio. The what are the young ones? Z, X, Z?
Z, Y, Z?
Ys. I don't know. The ones younger than 30 years old.
Gen Z.
In their 20s. That, might want also the cute pic of Instagram or blah, blah, blah. And then this millennial generation somewhere in the middle that we're trying to do everything and anything and failing and everything and anything. So I get it. It's not an easy time to be in business. It's not really an easy time to be in business.
Yeah,
but
it's not a direct market, but I feel like, the quality of the instructor that you have should be a given. So
I don't know if it's like, I'm not going to go into territories that I don't recognize, but like, is it pay?
yeah.
Is it the pay element for the instructors? Like, something needs to be fixed, and it becomes worse.
Do you think it's put you off commercial classes?
Do
Do you think you are less inclined to do commercial classes now than you were
Yes.
before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm now looking more into how can I invest maybe a bigger amount to do smaller, maybe one-to-ones, than going to a class. Like, if I can afford a one-to-one, I will do a one-to-one over any class. But it is, obviously, that's also another financial commitment. But yeah, I'm not going to risk spending 20, 30, 40 pounds and not getting what I need out of it.
100%. I think it's quite an interesting topic for the moment. I mean, we're recording this now, end of Feb 2026, and the commercial class market in London is definitely having a moment. The wellness industry is shifting. And I mean, when industry shifts up here, all of these cogs shift like this as well. And at the moment, there is not enough instructor regulation, number one. And there is also simultaneously a massive need for instructors and for quick churn out of classes. And those two things are obviously quite a dangerous cocktail, because it means you can get qualified quickly and lightly, but you can also land a job quickly. And you can then be at delivery point of classes. And unfortunately, your consumer is wiser than you think. Your consumer no longer has blind faith. Your consumer is also living in the age of information. And it's unfortunately is showing,
And I think for me, it's always been like that. And I don't think everybody agrees with it, but that's fine. I do think you need to invest in your loyal customer groups, because those are the ones that will keep coming back and that will keep your lights on when times get hard.
Yeah.
Because if I'm loyal to a studio, even if I don't have that 40 pounds to spare, I'll try to figure it out, because I will get what I want out of it. And it's like an easy investment into your health lifestyle, and mental health and physical health.
I mean, I definitely like to see the sort of studio culture going back to being more member focused, because I think for reasons beyond the studio's control, just because of the climate, like, it's just become a free for all, and whoever you can push through the door, you push through the door, and there's no relationship building anymore. You've got quick turnover of instructors. I think it's really tough. And I think it's going to have to change, because if the consumer is feeling like, why would I bother, then that's not going to help.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway.
But we love
commercial fitness.
We love Reformer.
We love Reformer.
I'm going to try Matt. I have committed to
I've convinced her to try a few classes.
I need to try Matt Pilates.
The thing is, whenever something is in a bit of disarray, which I would say the studio culture is in this moment in time, and especially in the Pilates world, because of all the reasons I've just bored you with, out of the disarray is going to come the rising phoenixes. So keep your eyes out for studios that are committed to their members, studios that are committed to the instructors that are committed to their craft. Okay, it's actually a great opportunity for you to go out there and find a kick-ass studio, for you to go out there and find an excellent instructor, for you to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Very well said. I'm going to go and find them now.
She's joking. She's already found them.
No, I find them. I'm committed. In a committed relationship with Kerryn. The longest standing one in my life, probably.
All right, Marina, as always, so lovely to have you on the show. I know you'll be back. Thank you. It's just always such a pleasure. If you've enjoyed this bite-sized episode, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you are within the commercial industry, make sure you're working with an educated coach. And if you are a studio, hopefully this doesn't piss you off too much. It's not about it's supposed to. It's just about having conversation. I am pro studios. It is literally in my best interest to be pro the industry. But I'm hoping to see some of us rise above the current state. And I look forward to that.
Me too. Thank you very much for having me.
It is my absolute pleasure. If you like this, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.